SQL queries and DynamoDB queries serve similar purposes, but operate in fundamentally different ways due to the nature of the underlying database systems. Let's compare SQL queries with DynamoDB queries. Data model. SQL databases, such as MySQL, PostgreSQL, or SQLite, typically use a relational data model. Data is organized into tables with rows and columns, and relationships between tables are established using foreign keys. DynamoDB is a NoSQL database that uses a key value and document-oriented data model. Data is organized into tables, but each item, record, in the table can have a different structure, and there are no strict relationships between tables. Query language. SQL, structured query language, is a standard language for interacting with relational databases. It provides a rich set of operations for querying, inserting, updating, and deleting data from tables. DynamoDB uses its own API and query language for interacting with the database. While it supports operations similar to SQL queries, e.g., querying for specific items based on conditions, the syntax and semantics are specific to DynamoDB. Query flexibility. SQL queries offer a high degree of flexibility and expressiveness. You can perform complex queries involving joins, aggregations, subqueries, and sorting operations. DynamoDB queries are more limited in scope compared to SQL queries. While you can perform basic query operations like filtering and sorting, DynamoDB does not support joins or complex aggregations. Instead, it focuses on fast and efficient key-based lookups and scans. Scalability. Traditional SQL databases typically require manual management of database scaling, which can involve sharding, replication, and other techniques to handle high traffic and large datasets. DynamoDB is a fully managed service provided by AWS, offering automatic scaling and provisioning of resources based on demand. It can handle large-scale applications with high throughput and low latency requirements. Performance of SQL queries depends on various factors such as database schema design, indexing, query complexity, and optimization techniques. DynamoDB is designed for high performance and low latency. It offers predictable and consistent single-digit millisecond response times for read and write operations, regardless of the size of the dataset or traffic volume. In summary, while SQL queries and DynamoDB queries serve similar purposes of retrieving data from a database, they operate on different data models and have distinct syntax and capabilities. SQL databases provide flexibility and support for complex queries, while DynamoDB offers scalability, performance, and ease of management for applications with key-value and document-oriented data requirements. The choice between SQL and DynamoDB depends on the specific needs and characteristics of the application.